What's up, everyone? Welcome back to my solo podcast that is based on all things property investing. And in this episode, I want to just give you an update on the prices in Business Bay in Dubai specifically for the past 3 to 4 months, because I've seen a few interesting trends and changes while searching for properties for my clients and also looking for investments for myself. And I thought this could be a really interesting update also because you've asked in some of the comments in past videos. So that's why sit back, relax, and if you're really interested to know the most accurate insights, follow through all this video, as I will cover also some of the numbers from the actual DLD reports. Again, the idea of the solo podcast is that this is an uninterrupted video where I just simply talk to you as I do with my friends, and I just tell you all my insights and perspectives in a more realistic way, in the way we would speak either on a consultation or just in real life. So sit back, relax, enjoy this video. And with that, I want to start with what's been going on in the past few months with specifically the Business Bay area, with the apartments in the price range of 1 million to 2 million dirhams, because I think that was a very interesting trend, also the one that I was personally looking at, and also for my clients. And I've seen that, for example, if in the past it was way easier to secure a deal because the prices were increasing on a pretty good rate, and the owners were looking to actually sell their apartments, and they were just as acting as in a normal bull market with prices going up. Nowadays, I see owners acting in a very, very weird way with acceptances of some offers and then simply changing them the next day, which is really frustrating, to be honest. So I've had a couple of cases where a lot of offers were actually accepted. The deal was, let's say, handshaken, and next day we wanted to actually pay the down payments. But because the owners, I think, got a feeling that the market is just super booming, I guess, in the way that they can literally put whatever prices they want, and they can just basically not act in a good way and ethical way, and just throw some offers, accept them, and then just accept something better. That's why the market was insanely unstable, specifically in this range, and that's what I observed, because there are a couple of very popular locations in Business Bay, such as the majority of the Damak towers. They are super popular, and there were a lot of transactions happening in all these towers. And I mean, you can check this on some websites such as DXB Interact, or even in the official website from the Dubai Land Department. You can see the actual reports and the trends that were happening in these destinations. Of course, there were other places more expensive and high-end, such as Select Group, which is probably the next step after Damak, where also some things were happening. There were a lot of distressed deals as well, but I wouldn't say these things were mainly happening on the secondary market rather than the off-plan market. The off-plan market was behaving pretty normal. If you have a distressed deal, you basically put the offer, and if it's accepted, usually it would go through pretty quickly and pretty well. However, on the secondary market, I've observed that this was not really the case, and there were a lot of, specifically in newer buildings, the owners who own maybe a couple of units, they would be demanding way higher prices than they would initially tell you, which is honestly beyond stupidity. So I really don't like this behavior, but I wanted to share this update with you and tell you that you should be aware of this. And perhaps if you're looking into this market right now, specifically in this range, you should look at a couple of different options and consider your plan B, C, D, whatever, because this is the case. A lot of the owners also ask just for cash, and they actually mean physical cash, which is also very strange because I have clients who are fully ready and committed to pay through transfers, which also is cash, is not a mortgage option. But there are owners who completely don't accept this, and that's why they would basically take your offer and play on it on the other side. So I'm telling you this, again, not as an agent, because I'm not one. I'm not related to any kind of agency. I am an investor myself, and all the clients that work with me, we work towards these investments together. So I'm just telling you the perspective of an investor or slash buyer. So this is what we observed while working with different agents. Even the agents are frustrated because of that. So I think if you look at the statistics, I took my laptop so I can discuss about this as well. If you look at the transactions, I'm not going to share them on the screen just because I have the access to a couple of transactions that I wouldn't like to show them on the screen because this is personal information. So if you just want, you can access the links in the description below and you can see the transactions yourself. You can follow through while watching this video if that's more helpful for you. So what I'm doing here, I'm just looking at the overview for the past 3 months in Business Bay, and I can see there were around 2,650 transactions, which is actually a decline of 20% from the past 3 months. And the median price being at around 1.5 million, which is mostly explained because of some of the newer launches, which are more high-end, and that's where the prices were going up, because also at the same time, there were prices of some of the buildings and apartments at 800 and even 750,000, which I've seen specifically while checking the DXB Interact website. But also any kind of website that is linked to the DLD official reports, you can see there that there were transactions even lower than 700,000, and for really good buildings. So if we look here, we also see that majority of them in the most popular buildings are sold at mainly 1 million plus. So you wouldn't really see lower prices, which is quite interesting, because if we looked at the same statistics in May, I would actually, and also April, I would actually see in some of the more popular buildings such as Reva or Vera Towers by the MAC, I've seen some transactions going even under 750, 800,000 dirhams. Obviously, these are distressed deals, but they were happening. However, nowadays, I actually don't see much. I mean, you can check as well, but I don't see much happening at 1 million and under, which, again, you need to also check what are the floors. That's exactly why I didn't want to put this on the screen, because I don't want to share this personal information, but you can do your research, and you can see even by asking the agents that majority of those lower prices there would be on not the most attractive apartments, such as lower floors, maybe not such a great view, maybe the sizes are smaller, or maybe it's even tenanted and you're kind of locked into that, tenancy contract if it's a low one and you want to live in there by yourself. So I think for the good apartments, 1 bedrooms, you are looking at around 1.1, 1.2 million for a good deal, I would say. I mean, if you work with me, I would probably find you way lower, just because of the connections and just because I will actually try to find those distressed deals specifically for your case. If you look at the 2 bedrooms, then it's up to around 1.8 million, maybe 2 million, maybe even more. Again, there we can also find some better options, but generally you wouldn't really be able to do it yourself nowadays. It was easier in the past. Even when I started as a simple buyer investor, it was very easy to just reach out and get a good deal. Nowadays, just because of the fact that, the owners are playing around with the agents, playing around with the buyers and the offers, you would be very frustrated by the end and you might even not want to invest afterwards. So that's why if you're interested in finding a really proper good deal, do reach out to me and let's try to work out together something on, on your budget, on your expectations, on your timeline, and also on your ways of payment. Obviously, if you want to get a super deal, it would have to be cash. It doesn't really work as easy with mortgages because if we place a under market value as an offer, then it would be only accepted, obviously, if it's going to happen quickly. And by quickly, it means cash. Because mortgage, it will involve around 1 month of applications, pre-approval, and so on. So it's way, way more tedious, and the owners would definitely not accept that. So more or less, that is what it was happening in the market, at least for me in the Business Bay area recently. This is also for this budget. I wasn't looking over 2.5 million, to be honest. That's because my clients were looking for this kind of deals. But generally, I have a, interesting feeling for the market now. I hope this will stabilize a little bit. And I also see that there are a lot of end users in some of the more popular buildings. So basically the trend is that the buildings were bought by investors, then probably resold to another investor, and then now the second or third owner is the actual end user. So this is kind of happening in a couple of those popular buildings in Business Bay. So that's also why you would expect higher prices, because the second or third investor already overpaid the initial price, and that's exactly why you would also be expected to pay more. But other than that, I don't see much happening on these prices in the off-plan market. There were more projects outside of Business Bay area, but I know a couple of these companies, they told me that they will launch a couple of new projects, so we're looking for that. But other than that, this was my update for the past 3-4 months, and I hope you found it useful and interesting. And if you did so, if you don't agree with some points, if you agree with them, just drop everything in the comment section below. Let me know about everything, and if you want to also work together, do reach out to me. And with that, have a good day and see you in the next one.